Okay, so hi, this is Mrs. V, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to take focus notes. So we're going to use these methods, and we're going to use them throughout the year. So I just want to kind of give you a basic idea. This is from Avid, and so I just want to give you a basic structure of how to take focused notes. Now, you will notice that on your Google Classroom, you will have what we say is the Google Notes, what we call the Cornell. So you guys are going to start these notes in your Cornell. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to show you what the Cornell kind of looks like. And I'm going to assign you guys all a template for each and every lecture I do with the title on it. It'll have your name on it, and you turn them in, you'll get participation points for this. But this is a template you start with, and you'll see you're going to type, you can type into it, and you can type your central question here. And then you can also type in your name, your period, here the date that we took them, and then here you're going to put in the topic. So either the questions or topics would be maybe questions you have about your notes, and you can do those after we're done. You'll see how this works, or the topics, the title, the slide. And here you will just go ahead, you can click in here, and you will go ahead and take your notes. Now, it will expand these boxes to a second page as you go. So it will extend these boxes as you type, so you won't have to copy and paste. So this is what you will do. So what I want you to do before I start this lecture is go on to Google Classroom, find this assignment, find the How to Take Focus Notes assignment, and then you are going to go ahead, and I'll show you in Classroom where it's at. So you're going to go to Classroom. I will show you the notes, but you will need to go ahead and pull up your assignment. So when you go to classwork, just like I did there, you're going to see under week 1, you will see how to take focus notes. You should see that assignment. You'll click on it, and you will see here's the slides, and then here's your Cornell template with your name on it. So you click on that, open that up, and while I'm talking, you can go ahead and take your notes. Now, you may pause this at any time to write down anything. You can go back to your assignment and look at the PowerPoints themselves and figure that. So however you want to do that, to get this done, you can. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So how to take focus notes. Okay, so first is our essential question. And every PowerPoint slide or any lecture I give, I will give you an essential question. So our essential question here is, what are the steps to take focus notes? So this is what you would go ahead and type in at that essential question part. And I'll go ahead and show you how that works. So let's go ahead and look at our assignment. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our assignment here. And it should bring up what we are doing here, okay? And we will start typing. And so here's your notes, and you can see it says how to take focus notes up there, and we're just going to type in our essential question. So if you remember, our essential question was, what are the steps to take focus notes? So you will just go in, type right here in the essential question, what are the steps? It's taking a minute. And if I can spell, steps to taking focused notes. And there you go. So that's how you're going to do it. You're just going to click in there, and you can go ahead and you can fill in up here. You can say how to take focused notes. So that's our topic, our objective, that's our title, and then you will do your notes in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started on doing our notes. Okay, so there's 5 steps in focus notes. Step 1 is taking the notes. Step 2 is processing the notes. Step 3 is connecting thinking. Step 4 is summarizing and reflecting. And step 5 is to apply the learning. Okay. So step 1, taking the notes. So you're just going to simply take the notes, just write it down. Don't even think about the notes. Don't even wonder, oh, should I write it down? When we go through the first ones, I will highlight very important words that you definitely need to write down. I will highlight them in the slides, but as we get older, you will have to figure that out for yourself. So some people just write everything they see, and that's fine. And then for the first unit, like I said, unit 1, I will highlight on the side what I feel is important. And then after unit 2, you are responsible to determine what is important. So unit 1, I'll help you out a little bit, and then you'll go to your own. And you can always look at these videos, or I'll always have the slides that you can go back and look at. Okay? Step 2 is what we call processing the notes. So you're going to highlight important concepts. You can see a bunch of highlights in here, and you can do that in Google Docs. You can highlight something. So you just click over it and highlight it, and then you can figure it out from there. So as you're processing your notes, you can tell she's highlighting them. You're going to underline vocabulary words and definitions, just like you do when you annotate. You can use highlighters, you can use anything, and they're on Google Docs. You can do that. You can underline these things. You're going to write any questions you may have in the left margin, and then you can also draw some illustrations. You see the student drew some illustrations, okay? So that's how you're going to process your notes. And this is going to be done after you finish your notes. So you're going to go ahead and just take the notes, then you will go back and process them. And that's when you do the highlighting. If you are fast enough to go ahead and do it all at the same time, great. A lot of people aren't, which is fine. Just go ahead and take them in the first step, and then this would be a second step, and we will always have time for this. The third step is connect thinking. You're going to write any connections you may have to the content of the notes. I know you guys did connections in elementary school. So any previous knowledge, you can write that in the left column. Previous experiences or examples of the concepts that you can think. You can write these at the end of your notes or within your notes. So use these. And then you're going to use all these things in step 4. So this step 2 and step 3 is after you finish going through and actually just writing down the notes. The first time you do it, you're just going to write all the notes, and then you're going to go back and you're going to go ahead and reflect on them, and then do your connect thinking. And your last step is going to be summarizing and reflecting. So that's when you're going to write a 3 to 5 sentence summary of the notes at the end of your notes. You're going to use your connections to write it from step 4 to help you write the sentences, and you may also include the questions you may have from step 2 as well. So you can see there's a few things here. Think about the notes as a whole. So what have I learned, or how will this be useful? Okay, either one of those you can use to go ahead and do your notes, and that's going to be your reflecting. Okay, then step 5, this is where you use the notes that you've created. So this is where you would take your notes now after you processed them and went all the way steps 1 through step 4, and you're going to use them for whatever worksheet, homework, study guide that you would have. So there will always be some kind of worksheet that I will give you that you can go ahead and apply their learning. And of course, if you're just not sure or just confused, please give me an email, send me a private message somewhere, okay, on Remind. So definitely these are going to be used for your exams. And you can see how important, especially in this distance learning, all this process is going to be super important and make it so much easier for you to take your exam, okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to break out into teams a little bit. We're going to get some help with this. So if we have time in class, we're going to break out into our teams, and you guys are going to kind of talk about what do you think you should highlight? What are the questions maybe you guys have? What are some connections? And just kind of as a team start to figure out and maybe reflect with each other to kind of figure out how this is going to work. We're going to do these steps every single time we do notes. Luckily, as I'm looking at our thing, hopefully we'll only do a couple days of notes. So if you have any questions, let me know.